There would have been worse losses in NFL history because whatever, it's a regular season weekend game. That would have been It would have been the most unnecessary loss in the history of the NFL.
If the Bills, if Chris Godwin turns around and catches that.
I think DraftKings turned the money line market off when it was 24-10 because the game's over at this point. And then all of a sudden, Chris Godwin turns around and the game's over and the Bills' season's over.
I mean, it's just, it was, it was not good. The whole thing was ugly. The whole thing was absolutely brutal. Luckily, no one listened to me and took the over on Mike Evans, right? On his receiving yards.
We can't confirm.
I don't know. I'm sorry about that. Well, by the way, he should have cashed that. By the way, so that was my best bet. Like your bet cashed. Baker Mayfield. Just whatever. Never in doubt.
It all counts the same.
Never in doubt. It all counts the same.
Needed those little yards at the end.
Yeah. If you followed Jay Croucher's advice and you bet the over on Baker Mayfield's passing yards, that cashed. If you followed my advice and took Mike Evans over on the receiving yards, that did not cash, although it should have. Like, he was wide open down on the seam on the first route as well. He caught that ball that got called back due to holding as well. Like, it was a weird game plan from Mike Evans as well. I will say this, at least I cashed the Rashad White over on the receiving. That part was right. He was on the love list as well.
Looked
so you're welcome,
explosive,
America.
Rashad White. We long talked about Baker Mayfield being good enough to provide value to his receivers. That might be starting to turn, Connor. He did not look good last night. He's doing the Sam Howell thing of it's like, okay, you watch a quarterback and normally just the beats in your brain. It's like, oh, now he gets rid of the ball, but he just doesn't. And then he's bouncing around. Really should have taken a safety in the end zone. I don't know what he was doing on that play. But I know he came in with injury concerns, but seems like it's going south for Baker and the Bucs.
What's been the problem of his career? Is holding onto the ball, drifting, not comfortable in the pocket. That's followed him everywhere in the NFL.
Yeah, listen, also been an issue in my career as well. I drift a little bit too much. I hold onto the ball a little too long.
Every now and then.
Can't get on my own way in the pocket. But look, on the road at Buffalo in a short week is tough for anyone, like in fairness. And to your point, Jay, like this was a must-win for the Bills. For the Bucs as well, but the Bucs don't have the same kind of season-long aspirations that the Bills do. This was a must, because I don't want to say their season's over, but given how well Miami is looking, last week notwithstanding, the fact the Bills needed to keep pace here. This is a game you can't lose if you're Buffalo.
And for the Bucs, you're never out of it in the NFC South.
No.
You're never out of it. They could be 3-7 and they can
lose
still
6
win
more
the division.
games. They still got a shot at winning the division.
You always have a chance.
In the NFC South. All right, let's break this bad boy down.
All right, let's continue our Roto-World player news. Obviously, the Bills hold on a last-second gasp, but they hold on. Josh Allen, big night, 31 of 40, 324 yards, 2 touchdowns. He throws the pick, but also more importantly, guys, he has the 7 carries for 41 yards and additional touchdown. My best bet that did hit was set at 21 yards. He almost doubles it.
Yeah.
So Josh Allen
cashed early for you. Good job,
I needed one of them. The Bills total did not came in at 24 instead of didn't make it to 27. But big night for the Bills offense, especially for Josh Allen.
Is it a little bit of a concern that Josh Allen seems to be renting the blue medical tent and just in there every week?
Style of play.
And he's not high-fiving guys up high. He's doing it down low because he can't lift his shoulder, but then seems to be throwing okay. I mean, it wasn't explosive downfield stuff. He really gave the value with the rushing. And look, the stat line is fine in the end. Interception was kind of a fluky play. Like, he's going to be a locked-in fantasy top 5 quarterback. But some concerns that, he's just constantly banged up, Josh Allen.
It's a little bit tough, but I don't know that there's a massive fantasy takeaway because as long as he's out there, you're starting him. He's very good. #analysis here. He finishes with, over 29 fantasy points. And if there's a positive here, to your point, Jay, it's the fact that now he's done, right? I mean, he's got the mini bye. He's got 10 weeks until we see him next Sunday night on Sunday Night Football at Cincinnati, right here on NBC and Peacock. I'm a company man. That's actually going to be a good game. Josh Allen versus Joe Burrow. You know what that is? That is the battle of fantasy life investors is what that is, because Joe Burrow's on my cap table and Josh Allen is on my cap table. Both of them have personally invested in fantasylife.com and the Fantasy Life newsletter. So I'm going to have to be like Donna Kelsey. I'm going to have to wear like the half jersey there, half Buffalo, half Burrow.
Never half
jersey. And I've also got Jamar Chase is also, by the way, an investor in Fantasy Life. Does that tip you to the Bengals then?
Yeah.
Maybe like
75-25 jersey,
something like that. I might have to do that, or maybe like the sleeves or Bengals. I don't know. It's a tough one.
Do you think that NBC should market the game as you introduced it? This is actually a good
Yes.
game. Hey guys, Bears Chargers last week, but this week actually is a good game.
The battle of the Fantasy Life investors. By the way, you know who else is on the cap table, who's on the investor table? Austin Eckler. So he'll be on Sunday Night Football this week against the Bears at home. I think Eckler has a huge game as well, but I'm all in on number 30, obviously. I don't have anyone on the Bears on my cap table, so, go Chargers, go.
Okay. You could pitch to NBC for the Sunday Night Football promo, featuring Fantasy Life investor Austin Eckler in a very good game.
I think they'll be very open to that. Yeah. It'll be very exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
When they do the lineups, instead of showing PFF grade, it'll just be Fantasy Life investing, yes or no.
Just the percentage of the company they own, just where they are on the cap table. Yeah, that'd be great.
I think the bigger story with the Bills pass game is that Gabe Davis has the bigger night because of the touchdown. He gets 12 targets, so does Stephon Diggs. Really, their receiving wasn't that much different, but Gabe gets the touchdown, so a bigger night for him.
A couple of things here. First off, I think, and we talked about this on the call, but they have been trending. First off, we expect them to play more 11 personnel in this one just because Dalton Kincaid was their only tight end, right? No Quentin Morris, no Dawson Knox, exactly. But feels like, Connor, they've been trending this way for a while, right?
Absolutely. This has been happening for the last couple weeks now when you follow the Bills personnel packages. Their third straight game with at least 69% of the snaps being in 11 personnel. The previous 5 games, they had been below 56%. You look at the last 2 weeks, basically without Dawson Knox. They ran 11 personnel 75% of the time just against the Bucs. So this is who the Bills are becoming. This is what they want to be. This was really the plan, I think, when they originally drafted Dalton Kincaid, getting him up to speed. But having those 3 wide receivers on the field, having Dalton Kincaid on the field, this brings out a better Bills passing attack and is better news if you are rostering Bills players in fantasy.
Yeah, and it feels like they should have done this previously because guys like Shakir are just better than Dawson Knox, and I think that this is their optimal state. And look, I think the other thing too is that they're just treating Stephon Diggs like he was Justin Jefferson and the offense just wasn't working, I think, and just having a bit more of an egalitarian offense, I think, will benefit them and clearly benefited Gabe Davis last night in particular.
First off, you using the word egalitarian on the show cashes at plus 800.
Yeah.
No one thought you were going to put that in there.
Strong
So
word.
nice job. It's a very
Webster
strong word, and you pronounced it correctly. So kudos to you. But I think, to me, the most exciting thing is you're right. So they've been trending this way, and I think if you listen to the post-game press conference comments from Josh Allen, he talked about the fact that he liked playing that it was a short week, and he liked playing at a faster pace of play as well. And he talked about after the game getting other guys involved. Not just Gabe Davis, but also Dalton Kincaid. Let's take a listen. Or we'll just sit here awkwardly.
Obviously hasn't been too involved with our offense in the last few weeks. But to get him going, again, helps take the attention off of 14. And once you get the attention off 14, that's when you can throw to him. So getting the guys involved, it's a great feeling.
So, yeah, definitely a great feeling to get all the guys involved. So let's talk about it again. Stephon Diggs is always going to be the guy. 14 is who he's referencing, by the way. Stephon Diggs is number 14, for those of you who didn't put that together. But what's exciting to me is if you take the touchdown away from Gabe Davis, he's 8 for 83 last night. And so, this was the first time we saw Gabe Davis have a viable fantasy day without a touchdown. Now, he does score the touchdown, obviously, so it becomes a massive day. But prior to this game, when he doesn't score a touchdown, he's averaging 3.3 yards per carry. When he does score a touchdown, he's averaging over 18 fantasy points per game. But you're seeing it here on your screen. You're seeing just all the different ways they're getting Gabe Davis involved. Like it's a 1-2-step drop, getting it out to him out in the flat, like trying to use his speed as well, just very quickly getting it out. Here's the touchdown, obviously, as well. Nice patience by Allen in the pocket right there to find Davis in the back right corner of the end zone, or left, depending on which way you're facing.
Choose your own adventure.
Choose your own adventure. But you know what I mean?
6 points.
I'm just saying, the fact of the matter is we've always with Gabe Davis, it's just he's touchdown dependent. You just got to start him all the time or never start him. It is the roller coaster. But this was exciting to see, hey, there's a path to Gabe Davis being a fantasy viable wide receiver where he doesn't need to score a touchdown, but can still put up points.
Yep, and this is the same guy who did go 8 for 201 and 4 touchdowns in a playoff game against the Chiefs. There is still that guy who's talented in there, and I think that they do need to diversify their offense, and it seems like they took a big step going more 11 personnel last night.
Diversifying, it was getting Dalton Kincaid involved.
1,000%. He was on the love list, and there was a reason
tight end
for it.
6 for you this week?
Yes, he was, and he's definitely a top 10 guy for me. 85% route participation in Week 8. That is a career high for him. Back-to-back games now with at least 5 receptions and 65 receiving yards. You heard Josh Allen after the game talking about Dalton Kincaid, the rookie, who now has an 18% target share or higher in 3 of his past 4 games. He talked about it after the game about Dalton Kincaid and just what it meant to get him his first touchdown as well.
And grabbing the touchdown ball. So we'll hear
Right.
from Josh Allen in just a moment on why he ran down there. It was a pretty funny moment talking about his rookie season for Dalton Kincaid, who is currently on a really, really hot stretch over these last 2 weeks. So here it is.
It's SFRs, right? Stupid rookies. So you never know what they're going to do on their first touchdown. So I stole it from him and made sure I got it to our equipment manager and Scobie, and Scobie's going to put it in a nice spot and laminate and put something pretty on it for his first touchdown, and he'll be able to keep that one.
SFR, you missed.
Go on. As much as a stupid rookie that he is, he feels like, and a lot of guys will say this, he feels like he's been in this league for a long time. He's a professional. He takes it very serious. I thought he stepped up to the challenge, and we're going to have to get him more involved in this offense as the season goes by.
Again, and it all plays in together. Like, again, 11 personnel, him stepping up in a big way. I know you loved him coming out of the draft in terms of his catching ability.
And I think what Josh Allen said isn't surprising. Dalton Kincaid had a 5-year college career where he's one of the most productive pass-catching college tight ends we've seen in a while. He's really a big wide receiver. We say that all the time. He had maybe the best hands in the draft, and I'm counting Jordan Addison and Jackson Smith and Jigba. So this is how a tight end goes in the first round. When he's viewed as also a wide receiver in this league, it's no surprise that he's getting going for the second half of the season soon.
He got a big opportunity and made the most of it, that's the other thing. It's just like, okay, rookie, you've got your shot. Let me see what you can do. And then he proved himself. And so now 17 is going to go back to him again and again. My only question here is, Jay, you heard it there on the screen. He calls him an SFR, stupid rookie. What do you think that F stands for, Jay?
I was actually staring at the television during that one, Matthew, and I still can't work it out. Do you have any ideas?
I mean, I think so. I think it's freaking.
Yeah.
Stupid freaking rookie.
That sounds right.
Yeah. Very good, Matthew.
Stupid effing rookie.
Yeah.
Stupid friendly rookie. Maybe he's just got a big grin on his face all the time.
I think Josh Allen's too nice to do the. He's a very nice man in his press conference, isn't he? And so I'd much prefer that to Kirk Cousins talking about Creed. To step up in the QB press conference department.
Fair enough.
Completely agree on that.
One last thing on the 11 personnel thing, Matthew, while you ponder that.
I would like you guys
acronym.
to call me a SFC, a stupid effing co-host.
I was wondering what the C was.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be.
What do you think it was going to be?
I don't know.
What do you think it was going to be, Connor?
No, nothing. I just didn't. I thought you were going to go with analyst instead.
Interesting.
Now we'll get
SFA,
into
stupid fantasy analyst.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Got it. No,
SFA.
SFA.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Stupid fantasy rookie.
Yeah,
That could be
Not
it, too.
anymore. Not anymore.
Right.
It's
Salty
Friday.
Gabe.
This is always the line stepping show
Yeah,
after a line
exactly.
stepping week.
The last thing on 11
Maybe
personnel.
That just occurred to me too. Maybe
It
That's
could.
good. You did it.
There you
did
go.
it.
Well done. All right, Jay.
so
How about
the
Rashad
Bills-
White?
It's a Friday.
Stupid Friday rookie.
Stupid Friday rookie.
The Bills, their schedule the rest of the way is either brutal or they play the Broncos or Patriots defenses. So here's the thing, is that they're going to be throwing a ton. Last night, Josh Allen provided fantasy value for 4 different pass catches. Normally, you'd say that's unsustainable. It might actually be sustainable because their schedule is completely brutal. They're not a team that just runs the ball with a lead in the second half. So I think that guys like Shakir and Kincaid are here to stay.
On the Bucs side of things, really the only thing here, guys, is, and you probably started Rashad White if you were in this predicament, the receiving gets you a floor with Rashad White. He catches 7 catches for 70 yards. He led the team in receptions, targets, and receptions this season now.
Yeah, he was on the love list for that reason. We talked about this when we were talking about best bets. Ignore my Mike Evans over receiving yards, but concentrate on me saying that I thought I liked the over on the Rashad White receiving, and I liked the under on the Rashad White rushing. Both of those did cash as well. He now has back-to-back games with at least 6 receptions and at least 60 receiving yards, at least 16 touches in 6 to 7 games this season. Couple of things in his favor. Number one, he's a good pass-catching running back. He was last year as a rookie. He has been this year as well. The offensive line is brutal. They got dominated last night. Baker Mayfield had no time to throw. And you can sit here and say, he holds onto the ball too long. But in fairness, there were a lot of plays where he just didn't, even if you're getting ready within 2 seconds, they were on him. He just didn't have any time to throw. So him running around trying to find a quick outlet. So I think that happens there as well. The only thing to sort of note here, Chase Edmonds was active again for this game. He got 3 targets, whatever. But, does Edmonds start to eat into that pass-catching role of the running backs? That would be something that would give you a little bit of concern for Rashad White. But again, to your point, Connor, the receiving work does give you a floor there with number 1. Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.